morning. It's lovely to connect with you today. I don't know if I'm going to be able to look up. It's so bright. My name's Leanne Peters. I'm from templeofbalance.com.au, Temple of Balance on Facebook and Temple of Balance on YouTube. And I'm here to pull some cards and share some guidance for this week ahead. That's the 14th till the 20th of October 2024. So while you're coming over, I want to send out a big extra special welcome to my Temple of Balance patrons for October, my Pillar of Light members, and all of those of you who support my work through my website. Thank you very, very much for your support. So I'm coming to you live from a very sunny Tasmania, Australia. I think the sun's turning this way more. We're moving into summer. So the sun is going further south as it comes around, which is exciting, but it also means I should be able to do some videos outside before too long. So it is Monday the 14th of October here in Tasmania, Australia, and the time is 7:48 a.m. So I trust this video finds you well. Good morning, Valentina, and hello everybody. So if you missed the memo last week, I'm now, for this brief period, for the next couple of months, I will be doing weekly videos, not videos every few days. Corey and I are about to open an art gallery and art hub, and I'll be doing some Temple of Balance things there too. So we're opening a bricks and mortar store. We're going to be trying that for next year. So we're actually at the point now where we're less than 6 weeks to go, and it's quite busy. And then we'll have our opening and see how we go through December. And then I hope to be back doing readings every couple of days, because I do prefer to do those. I think it's better in many ways. It helps stay current with the energy as it goes, which is good. The advantage of doing it for the week is that it's just a bit quicker, that's all. So I've been trying to find some extra time, and this is one of my ways of cutting some things back or tightening some things up, so I have some more time to do these important things that I'm doing right now. So it means that we might have to check with the weekly video throughout the week to get our bearings and just remind ourselves of what's come up in the video. So if you are new to watching, I will be using my oracle cards. These are my Animal Kingdom oracle cards combined with my Speed of Light oracle, and I'll be using this deck of 110 cards to find the best cards that the majority of us need for this particular week. I'm not pulling cards day by day. I'm not intending to do that. I'm just going to lay out some cards, and I'll be bundling the week up into days or periods or chunks as I see fit with the cards. So this is more like how I do, say, a reading for the month or a reading for a soul reading or something like that. So I'll be doing it that way. So take on board what feels right, what resonates and what fits into your life easily, and let the rest go. And let's allow ourselves to be surprised as we see what the cards want to guide us with for this week ahead. So I'm looking now for the best cards. I'll be laying all these cards out at once. I'm looking for the best cards that the majority of us need for Monday the 14th of October through till Sunday the 20th of October 2024. And those best cards are these. I'm going to lay them in a little spread down here, face down, so I can't see the cards yet. So just bear with me a second. Okay, we have what looks to me like could be quite a balanced week, which I could almost feel us all going, like a sigh of relief, because we have 3 of each deck and they seem to be very nicely laid out in a balance. So I'm going to start by pulling the first card. This first card I'm feeling is for Monday and Tuesday, so the earlier part of the week. Animal Kingdom Oracle card, and we have the Spirit Dragon, so this is a great way to start the week. Card 26, and it says heightened energy. So this is an uplifting energy. This is the most powerful card in the entire deck. So if we had all the deck, then we've got 4 elemental dragons just above that. If it was a cake, we've got the whole deck here. Then the next tier are the 4 elemental dragons. And then the cherry on the top, the candle on the top of the cake, is the spirit dragon. So this is the king, this is the queen of the whole deck. So this brings an uplifting energy, a heightened energy. Some of us might find that we have the Midas touch early in the week and things go perhaps according to plan. We might find things that have been stuck or stagnant, that haven't been moving for weeks, the ball starts rolling early this week. And there's a great energy that highlights our connections to spirit. So this is our spiritual team, our loved ones in spirit, and accessing higher energy. So we could say our intuition may tap into higher knowledge. So this would be a great time to perhaps start a new endeavour or pursue something, because we might find ourselves quite tapped in and switched on and connected. So there could be a good sense of flow too. Now, if you've been feeling the opposite, if you've been feeling low and depressed and dark and perhaps sad, then the energy feels like it wants to help lift us up out of that dark place, up out of that small dark place early this week. So what can we do to support that floating? It's like if we were sinking down to the bottom of a pool or something. It's like something wants to help us float back up to the surface. So how can you support yourself? It's a two-way street kind of thing. We have to be willing and open to float up to the top and be able to take a big breath up there in the air rather than feel like we're drowning and sinking. So if things want to float to the surface, we're being encouraged to float to the surface. So we might need to do something to support ourselves, something uplifting, perhaps step out into nature, maybe put on some music, something that helps lift our spirits, will help allow us to float up from that space of feeling like we're drowning. So this is a great way to start the week. And in fact, I almost don't want to turn the rest of the cards over because, let's see. Okay, so that's Monday, Tuesday, let's say. Wednesday, Thursday, we'll go with the next card. It's a Speed of Light Oracle. Oh, we have Sensuality. This is a featured card. So it has further instructions here, which say to breathe deeply and choose a random card. So I go back to my deck. I'm going to fan out the deck. And we'll just go with this. I'm not overthinking it. It's Animal Kingdom Oracle card, the penguins. Look at this, so cute. We've got 2 dolphins, 2 penguins. These are all already highlighting love and a great time for union and companionship and friendship and lovers, this sort of energy. So let's look at these cards separately first. So this feels like it's for around the middle of the week. So we're looking at around Wednesday, Thursday. Card 46, Sensuality with the dolphins. It says love, breath, relationship, and passion. So this is the coming together. This is the feeling of, this is allowing ourselves to re-inflate ourselves after a period of feeling deflated or flat. This is really taking the power back in many ways, taking our power back and doing what needs to be done that's supportive and constructive to help build or bring life force back into us again. So I think of this card as like if we were a balloon, it's like the balloon loses all its air. And again, we're going back to that sort of same analogy where this sense of drowning, not being able to breathe, and also this sense of feeling flat and deflated, and this like life force is draining out of some of us. So this is pepping ourselves back up. This is revival of some sort. Revival of love, revival in relationships especially, but also a revival in ourselves. So again, if we haven't already on Monday, Tuesday, early in the week, what can we do to continue or spark a sense of revival or a willingness to allow life force to course course its way back through us again, that there is a lot to appreciate about life, even though things may be difficult right now. What can we be grateful for? So that's the sensuality card. And then it comes up with card 37, the penguins. And it says an unbreakable bond. So this is usually an unbreakable bond with someone that we have a very strong connection with. So it could be a child, a friend, a lover. It could be someone, it's usually someone that's not with us at this time. So there's usually a bit of distance. This person could have even passed into spirit. So there's a strong spiritual energy also that's coming up just for these first few days in the week. But usually there's a distance, and it's a reminder that that bond, that connection that we have with this person that we're connected with can never be broken. Time and space cannot break that bond. So this is very much highlighting bonds and relationships. I really cannot remember when these two cards have come up together before, but they look so nice, like these pairs, a pair of penguins, a pair of dolphins. So where are we at in regards to relationships? Might be something that we're considering during the middle of the week. How can we revive relationships that have perhaps become a bit stale? And how can we increase and strengthen that bond that we have with this person? Because these two cards have come up together, this could be highlighting an intimate relationship that we may find ourselves in, and how can we strengthen that bond and connection between us. So love and connection with other people is very important for the middle of the week, coming up with those two cards. We're going to have a lot of cards for later in the week because I've still got 4 left. So we're going for Friday now. Friday, Animal Kingdom Oracle card. We have the Echidna card 19. And the Echidna says, don't dwell on the details. Now, the details are important. The details can be very important. But sometimes we perhaps don't realise that we are focusing on the unnecessary nitty-gritty details. Does that thing that we're stressed out about really matter? Perhaps it does. It could be something very important, and that's not the unnecessary details. That's something that's important for us to focus on. This card's very much about the unimportant things. Does it really matter if we don't make our bed today? Does it really matter if that task doesn't get done? Does it really matter if those towels aren't folded in the correct manner? Does it really matter if the pots and pans aren't put in the drawer in the right stacked order? No, it doesn't matter. So this is being careful we're not unnecessarily focusing on things that are not that important. So this is about looking at where we're giving our attention and making sure that we're not unnecessarily adding stress and pressure to ourselves by focusing on the things that just aren't that important. We've got more important things to do. We've got a journey to go on. We're going on this journey. So if we're stopping for all sorts of little unnecessary distractions, it's just going to delay our ability to get to wherever it is we're going. That's on the bigger scale and scope of our journey. So let's keep going. There are seeds that we are planting along the way. And let's see where the path takes us. So that's very much about our journey. Okay, the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, the 19th and the 20th. I've got 3 cards left, and I'm going to pull all of these for the weekend in general. So we have 2 Speed of Light, 1 Animal Kingdom. I'm going to pull this 1 Speed of Light first. So around the weekend, and maybe early in the weekend, we've got card 16 called Stepping In. It says solo commitment, test, allow, and flow. So this is about stepping in, or perhaps you'd prefer stepping out and making a commitment now. This is usually a solo commitment. It could be a commitment to something specifically. It could be something quite literal, like a contract or an arrangement or a job or something like that, where we're making a commitment. It could be in love, where we're making a commitment, a love commitment to. So there is this sense of commitment here with this particular card, but also there is a solo element. So whether other people are involved with this commitment that we're being encouraged to make is irrelevant right now, because it feels like it's up to us to make a personal solo commitment to this person or to this thing or to this new exercise regime that we're wanting to start. Do we need to make a commitment to break a habit or habits that we've gotten into that are unhealthy for us? So stepping in, stepping out, and making a commitment is what we're starting the weekend with, which feels a very solid way to start the weekend. It feels like putting our feet down on solid ground and going, right, I'm making this commitment to stop eating sugar or processed food, or to start my daily exercise plan, or to commit in this relationship that I've been a bit unsure about, or to commit in this job or this workplace that I'm ready to commit to commit to this plan that I've been thinking about for a while. So to commit to this new venture that you might be undertaking. So that's the sort of energy around. It feels like a nice way to start the weekend, like really off on the right foot. Then we've got Animal Kingdom Oracle cards. Oh, we have our friend from last weekend, the Turtle, card 45, and it says, slow and steady. So this came up literally on its own for last weekend, so we might find, coming off the back of the 12th and the 13th of October, we might find ourselves in a similar situation next weekend, where we hopefully have some time to pace ourselves. It doesn't necessarily mean a slow weekend, although it could for some of us. But there is this steady pace. Remember, like I said in the last video, this is about going the distance. It's about the marathon. It's not about the sprint. So there is a feeling of patience required and avoiding haste. So why do we feel it has to be done yesterday? Why are we feeling a sense of urgency and haste? And are we pushing against something that's just not wanting to move at the same speed that we want it to move at? And if so, can we step back? Can we find a pace that's perhaps a little slower than that, something that's more patient and steady and can go the distance, instead of worrying about things that are unnecessary? I guess it comes back to the echidna, focusing on the unnecessary details, and part of that haste could be that as well. All right, we've got one more card for the weekend, and I feel this ties up the weekend. It's a Speed of Light Oracle card. Oh, we've got the Sad Stag, card 49. And he says, lost, help, guide, path, and discouraged. It's actually getting quite difficult to see. I definitely think I'll be going outside next week, if the weather's fine. This is the Sad Stag, but remember, this came up recently, and it's about us thinking that we're off path, when in fact we cannot be off our path. Like, we literally cannot be off our path. Our path is under our feet. Doesn't matter where we are or what we're doing, our path is always there, under our feet. So this card suggests that we might think that we're off path. We might think that we've taken a wrong turn by the end of the weekend. We might think that we've done something wrong. We're going backwards. This is not where I'm meant to be. And it might be because it's not where I want to be, but it is where I need to be. And so we might find it helpful to relax or release our sense of want and trusting that we are where we need to be. Now, if we're not where we need to be and we need to make some changes, then let's assess that in a rational, sensible and practical way. So we are on track. The truth is we are on track, even though we think we might not be. We might be feeling discouraged or stressed, or not looking forward to something is a feeling too by the end of the weekend. So let's make sure we get our mind back into alignment with our body. Perhaps do something grounding and supportive, something physical. Could be cleaning, could be gardening, could be walking, could be exercise, could even be eating. Some things that are physical that help keep us connected in with our body, so we don't get off on wild mental tangents, worrying and stressing and fantasizing about unrealistic things. But we are on track, we are on our path, and we know that. This is probably especially coming up for those who don't make a commitment early in the weekend to, you know, really step off on the weekend on the right foot and make a commitment, make an agreement with ourselves that we're going to improve, or we're going to change, or we're going to instigate some shift that is positive for us in our life. If we probably don't start the weekend in that way, we probably find ourselves feeling quite lost and discouraged by the end of the weekend. So let's see how we go. And there are our cards for this week. So thank you very much. Thanks for joining me today. I am going to pull a theme card in just a moment, but before I do, I want to thank you so much for joining me today. If you have enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up button. Please show us some love. Please comment. Please share if you're inspired to. And if you prefer to connect more privately, then please send us a message through our website. If you'd like to learn more about the cards I've used today, the Animal Kingdom Oracle and the Speed of Light Oracle cards, you can learn more about them on my website. They are sold separately, but you can combine them if you would like to try it and have some extra fun with your Oracle cards. If you'd like to learn more about me and the work I do at Temple of Balance, please visit templeofbalance.com.au. And if you're in Tasmania, we have our big grand opening weekend for our new art gallery and art hub called Harmony on High Street on the 23rd and the 24th of November. Also, we have our Temple of Balance's 20th birthday events coming up in Tasmania throughout February. So there's different things there. Maybe something speaks to you. There are some online events as well, and lots of different ways that you can connect if you're interested. So the best card I'm looking for the theme. Now the theme card, because we're looking at the week, I keep this in mind myself throughout the whole week, and it will just give us the overarching theme for what's to come, potentially. So the best card for the theme for the majority of us from the 14th. 14th to the 20th of October, the best theme card is, let's go with this, it's a Speed of Light Oracle, and we have this Expression card 31. It says communication, listen, share, deliver, and trust. So this is showing that as a theme overarching this particular week, communication is going to be important. So communication, obviously, between us and others, but also communication with ourselves as we ask ourselves questions, especially with areas of our life we might feel blocked with, and listen for the answer with our intuition in our body. How does that feel for us? Are we going in the right direction? Is this the best decision I can make at this time? Why do I feel I need to rush and push this situation and have it done yesterday? Why am I struggling to feel patient? You know, all these sorts of questions depending on what we're dealing with, and then feeling for the answer. You can, I find it helpful anyway to write these down in my journal. In fact, I have a big long list of questions that I have at the front of every one of my journals, and probably every 1 or 2 months I go back through the questions on my current page in my journal. So if I started it in June and I'm currently in October, I will start a new one and I'll ask all the same questions, and then I'm feeling for the answers. And then I look back and see what the difference is between the last time that I answered the same questions. What has changed in me during that period? I find it really helpful. And these are really important questions that I find are ongoing. So every time I start a new journal, I always start with this questions page. And I ask the questions, I answer the questions in regards to my current state. Not how I should feel or how I should answer or what I really, really want, but just really being really honest with myself in those moments. So things like that can be really helpful. So asking ourselves questions and feeling for the answers. Communications may be important, and be really clear and not pushy and not desperate in our interactions with others. We might find it's helpful sometimes just to not say anything at all. We might just need to listen and observe. So this is not about pushing everything that we have to say and everything that we're thinking on to others or out there into the world. So some self-discipline may also be relevant here. Communication, if there's communication issues, these don't tend to be easy to deal with. So this might add a bit of a complication to the week if we find there's cross communications or miscommunication that's taking place. So let's listen. Let's ask questions if we don't understand something, and make sure that we understand as fully and clearly as possible what's trying to be communicated and expressed. So that's the expression card. This is also on a deeper level. It's about letting energy move and allowing ourselves to move through things, through communication and expressing ourselves, rather than that bottled up energy that I talked a bit about last week. So this is getting things moving. This is making progress. This is moving forward, really. Expressive energy is moving energy, and I really like it, even though communications can be a bit tricky and tense. But I do personally like that flow of communication. Once I say something to myself, it helps get the energy moving. Once I communicate something I'm struggling to say with someone, it gets the energy moving. And I'd prefer to be in that moving energy than feel like I'm holding something back, and then I'm holding everything back in my life. Everything pauses while I'm stuck and stagnant. So to get things moving as quickly as possible, I need to say what needs to be said as quickly as possible once I'm clear about what needs to be said. So I find that's a really important way that I personally like to live. So that's our theme card. Thank you for connecting today, and I can't see the comments, so I'll look back when I'm done. So thanks for connecting. Have a great week. I do recommend you come back and connect with this video throughout the week to get your bearings, see how things are going, see how it resonates with you, and I look forward to connecting with you again next time. So take care and goodbye for now. Now, where is the off button? Thanks, everyone.